from up above, all around, the mysticism, you can't explain it. It's all telling me to do the one thing. That's to do a top 5 summary, a top 5 ranking of the best commanders in the game, to save y'all, to give you the insights that you need in order to kind of optimize and get your power game moving forward. All is good, all is good. I ain't going to go from 5 to 1, I'm going from 1 to 5. Because it all follows through, the logic of it follows through. I've got to start off with my man Guan Yu. My man Guan Yu. I'm not going to go too much into the individual reasons why or the individual skills, because I've already done a video on Guan Yu, and that breaks down every element of everything. The main reasons are, the main reason is that he silences people. So everybody's main skill is going to be determined by their active skill, and if that skill is silenced, that active skill goes away. I like to have a scenario where that map on KVK, if everybody had this particular commander on our side and everybody else has that mixed bunch, who is likely to win? Of course, some of them will have Juans and they'll have other things as well. And as long as they've got other things as well, if we've got that overlapping area of effect damage and that overlapping silence skill that we're imposing on the other side, then we just got to win. Just got to win. It just follows through logically. So, and there's obviously other skills that he's got on top of that. I'm not talking about he was a rally commander necessarily, but you know, the attack bonus and the healing factor when you depart, don't really bother about that. But this Green Dragon, Crescent Blade, you can look into the detail, you know, you're getting a 50% chance of doing even more damage. You can look into the detail and it's just there. It's just there. More skill damage, more skill damage. Juan, number 1. Even given all that given all the damage that he brings to the party, it's the silence why he's number 1, because he can silence the others. Number 1, no doubt about it. All right, so in number two, I've got to give this guy an honorable mention, Zhuge Liang, and the main reason is connected to number 1. It's connected to number 1. The only person who could stand up to Juan on our side, other than Juan on their side, because then it comes down to the probability of skills being triggered. You know, if we had Juan and they had Juan, and the strength of equipment and accessories and things like that, and you know, obviously the probabilities that those skills get triggered as well, which I'm not getting drawn into. That aside, you've got to have an answer for it. And he doesn't have the full answer to it, but he does have an answer. So let's start off at the start. Active skill, 2000 damage, up to 5 nearby enemy troops. Skills go down, you know, the damage goes down by 15% for fair enough. All is good, that's standard. The reason why he's number 2 though is because he does have an answer to silence, and that is this 50% chance to resist any kind of control effect, such as silence. So obviously, if somebody, if Juan is imposing silence on him, and he resists 50% of the time, 50% he's not, Juan would still win. And I don't, you know, even if the archers have a natural advantage over infantry, that advantage is not there if you can't use your active skill, whereas infantry can. So at best he's in second position, but he's still stellar. Absolutely stellar. There's too much to go into about the poison. I've done a video on my man here, ZL, Zhuge Liang. Watch the video if you want the in-depth, but yeah, for me, number two. I was originally going to have this one as number 2, and I haven't forgotten about Liu Che. I'm going to have Scipio as number 3. So yeah, ZL stays in number 2, but for number 3, Scipio. I like the damage again. It's 2000, goes down by 50%. It's the standard. I like that health debuff during the active skill. That's 30%. That's really good. It's quite generous actually. So you can dig down and get your attack bonuses and other things too, and reduce skill damage. Yeah, fair enough. And obviously it works well in unison. With Juan. I don't want to talk about parents too much, but technically it does, since I put it out there. If a target is silenced, then obviously that's the pair to go for. But yeah, just solid stats, solid defense, solid tankiness, and on the other side, reduces health on the other side by 30%. We will take that. He's in number 3. Number 4, my man Liu Che. And the main reason why is because his skill is not affected by any kind of skill damage reduction. That's it. But also, yeah, he does area of effect damage to up to 5 enemies, 2,250 damage, which is higher than the average. And it's got little things as well that go in. Okay, yeah, instead of boosting your health, he takes less skill damage, and there's other things as well. So I've done a video on him if you want to know the in-depth. But yeah, it does an extra basic attack. It got 25% chance to an extra basic attack. It doesn't mention the cooldown. Doesn't mention the cooldown, so I'm guessing it could be every other second. Technically, I'm guessing there probably is a cooldown in there somewhere, but if there wasn't, gosh, man, that would be just ridiculously powerful, overpowered, in fact. Number 4. All right, so who is in number 5? Number 5. Listen, I'm an area of effect person, so if you're starting off your game or your mid game, don't get drawn into these other videos, or in my point of view, talking about other things, especially single damage commanders. When you're on the field, you want area of effect commanders. In general, it's just going to look after you better than attacking many. It's going to look after you better than attacking one. Facts. I've gone into the pros and cons. If you look at the individual videos of having infantry or having archers, it's still there. But at the end of the day, it's that 2,000 damage, 3 troops, just loads them up with poison. They take more skill damage, and of course you're just there to give damage. You pair my man here up, Hermann Prime, with a Zhuge Liang, otherwise known as ZL. You're doing that skill damage all day, every day. So if it's taking more skill damage, oh my gosh, you're there to give it. And it's just too much more damage. All is good. I'm very happy with my selections, and I will be optimizing my man here. I'm pronto. More than happy. Let me know about your top 5 as well. Let me know your feedback and what you think about my rankings. Either you think somebody else should be there. I'm not a cavalry man, that's why they're not in there. Most of them are single attack damage. So if you're going to give feedback, just please make it positive. Just say along the lines of, I don't agree with you because of, and I instead prefer this because of. Let me just go from there, and it's all good. All right, please like, subscribe, Daddy Steve, and I am out.